My name is Todd Fink. I teach solar classes and a class in energy auditing at Century College. And I really enjoyed doing solar units because I realized a long time ago that energy is one of the key issues of our time. I saw a presentation on solar hot water that convinced me that was the best idea nobody knew about, and started learning everything I could about solar hot water, and finally got into the industry after a few months. This was in 2006, and I discovered that solar hot water is about this much of the industry and solar electric is a lot bigger. Since then, solar electric has totally taken over because the cost of solar electric collectors right now is about $1 a watt for the least expensive types. So my love, solar thermal, is kind of a little out of vogue, and we're waiting for natural gas prices to go up. Price thing that really appealed to me about renewable energy is it allows people to become their own energy producer in the same way that growing a garden allows you to become your own food producer. And when you start making your own energy and growing your own food, it gives you a different feeling about these things. It makes you save them. It makes you cherish them for as valuable as they are. And I think that renewable energy is a really empowering thing. It makes people feel good to take care of some of their own needs. A lot of positive spin on solar right now, that there's job opportunities. I mean, it's the only thing in construction that's adding jobs over the last several years. But I think generally people feel that they can work without compromising their ethics in solar. They believe solar is a positive thing for the environment, is a good thing for the economy, and I totally agree with that.
Well, this is a basic solar construction project class. We're just building some basic ovens, checking out some different panels. This is only the second class, so it's still pretty basic, but you know, sky's the limit.
Definitely, the angle that you tilt solar at is very important. The direction the roof might be facing is really critical. And hopefully that the roof has very, very little shade on it. That's another one where to get the rebates you have to have very sunny locations. And there is a certification called NABCEP, the North American Board of Certified Energy Practitioners. NABCEP. I'm certified for NABCEP solar hot water. The other certification that's a lot more common is for photovoltaics, and a NABCEP installer isn't necessarily better than another type of installer, but it's a person who's shown that they have a lot of dedication to the industry, and that they're in the industry for the long run and not the short run. I'd look for a NABCEP installer. Rebates from the utility are a little bigger when you use somebody who's NABCEP certified too, so it doesn't always cost you more money to go with a more qualified person. You know, if you kind of have a nice firm roof pointed the right direction with good sun, then it's probably a pretty good go for solar. The next step is to maybe invest in a site assessment where somebody that has had some training can come out, can measure exactly what the sunlight is like during the whole year, and they can do that in the summer as well as the winter. A site assessor should be able to give you a really good idea of how good the solar investment is based on how much it costs to put in, how many rebates you qualify for, and the cost of the energy that you'll be replacing with the solar. Minnesota gets a lot of sun. We get more than Wisconsin, even though we have only a fraction of the installed solar in Minnesota. We're not as good as places like Arizona, but when we get cold in the winter, the photovoltaic, the solar electric panels, produce more electricity, more power. So at our coldest, I mean, we have short days, but when it's sunny, PV works great here. And of course, it works pretty good during the summer when we have twice as much sunshine as we do in the winter. So when we look at your payback for a solar electric system, that's money alone. And I really wish we could put reducing climate change on a spreadsheet. I wish we could put decreasing the U.S.'s need for imported fuel on a spreadsheet. There are so many side benefits to solar, and even some side benefits to the electrical utility, like it helps them generate their peak energy in the middle of the summer. It helps the power company not install as much copper to pipe our electricity from the power plant to our house. So there are a lot of benefits that don't go in the spreadsheet. And when I first got my solar hot water system in 2006, I wasn't doing it because it was going to pay off. I did it because it could make me take part of what I draw away from the earth off the table. It was very important to me to make myself a little less tougher on the ecology of the planet. So that doesn't need to go into a spreadsheet. And I wish it did, because it'd lower my payback. So I would say to a Sierra Club person, this isn't the high pressure sales tactic, but now is an excellent time for solar. The energy costs are going to go up in the future, but if you've already got your solar in place, I think you only stand to gain from that too.